Hello, good morning and welcome back to Kelly Roche Studio. I'm going to continue playing this morning, just getting to know the brother a bit better. I'm probably going to make lots of mistakes this morning. I'm not editing any of the footage. It will be uploaded exactly like we do it. In between where you have silences, it could be because I'm waiting for the machine to finish cutting. I keep checking the machine because it's so quiet. Anyway, I like this mat hack that Robin told me about. And I'm going to do it again this morning, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. I have clear vinyl. So I want to see my markings on my mat. Now, Melissa, to answer your question, you asked me what this was. It's a scraper. I use it to clean my mat. You get a smaller one as well, which is lying on the table somewhere. There you go, there's the little one. And it's great for taking things off your mat. Now, another way of cleaning your mat, of course, as you know, is with the a wet wipe and let your mat dry. That takes all the surface dirt off, but it doesn't remove your glue. Now, I'm going to put this down on my mat. I want to see my lines. And Mel, this is exactly what you would use it for. To put things down if you don't have a brayer. And of course, when you're doing vinyl, you would use it to apply your vinyl. Now, just a technique, it doesn't matter which machine we do it on, one of the things that I have been asked to do is layering a vinyl. So just to tell you, yes, we're going to be doing that, I think around about Tuesday. I am going to cut a vinyl, either a giraffe or seahorses in seaweed, but it's going to be very tall. I want to see how the roll feelers work on the silhouette as well as on the brother. So we're going to do that, and because I want to do a long one, I thought I'd do it in color as well. So we'll do the layering, and it's going to be interesting to layer that because it's a huge piece of vinyl. So I thought that would be really good to do. Okay, so I have put my clear vinyl on, and what I like about this is that I can see my mat. So I might have finally found a use. I've bought all this clear vinyl, and I have to tell you something, I've never used it, so I like this. Okay, now what I want to do this morning is I'm going to work with the glitter vinyl, and I'm going to say good morning to my baby. Hello, darling. Yes, and it's a beautiful, I love little boys. I am the mom of 3 little boys. I never had a little girl, but I have to tell you, I had lots of little girls in my studio because all my kids' girlfriends used to love spending time in the studio because we weren't playing with embroidery machines, we were doing porcelain dolls, we did all these weird and wonderful things, and in fact even my boys can do that. Both my boys know how to use sewing machines, they all know how to create most things, and they've become very handy men. I have to say, I'm very proud of them. Now, Monday asked me as well how we did this box. So Monday, if you stay tuned, I'm going to in fact do another one a little bit later, because we're going to just do one or two little modifications to it, just for the fun of it. Okay, so I'm going to grab a piece of vinyl. I'm using a Cricut vinyl, glitter vinyl. I'm going to plop it down on my mat. Although this is a very steady surface, I am not happy about pushing pressure on it. Although I have to tell you, it can handle the pressure. So if you have a shortage of space, you can in fact use that little bit of space. I'm using a brayer to just lightly attach my vinyl. If my mat wasn't sticky enough, I would in fact take a little bit of painter's tape or washi tape as we call it, masking tape as we call it in South Africa, and just tape down my corners. But at this stage I don't have a problem with this, so I'm going to still do this. Now, one of the features I really like, okay, let's go to our home screen. I just want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to just put you in just slightly closer. Okay, I love the fact that my machine tells me what it's doing all the time. So we're going to do pattern. Sorry, a couple of people asked me about my arm. I have to explain to you, this is what happens when you play with your dogs. I have very boisterous puppies. I'm involved in rescue, so I tend to have all these marks these days. But the scars were in fact from something quite different. I picked up a crate one day that was filled with, I don't know what you call a whole family of spiders. When I tell you, like a horror movie, I saw these black spiders running up my arms, I nearly died. Physically, mentally, and I was that sick. I really was desperately ill. So the scars are in fact from spider bites, but these are from Mr. Magoo and Rosie, and of course Bibi. Bibi is the size of a Great Dane, so unfortunately when she grabs your arm, she grabs your arm. Anyway, getting back to what we're doing here. I really like this create sign that I did yesterday. It is awesome. The one that's there on the table. And I'm going to cut it again. I love it. And I wanted to do it in a different color. Now, something that is really nice, I realized there's a whole lot of things built into the machine. Pictures, and so initially you don't really need to be able to create anything on your PC. There's so much here to keep you busy that you're not going to. I'm going to do create again. I just really like that. So I'm going to set it. Now, not enough space on the mat. That's really interesting because we are doing it the size that they have it. So, okay, so what is interesting here? It's telling me, but it's saying to me, check your pattern size, space on the mat, cut area settings, and pattern interval settings. So let's go back to my settings and just have a look. What have I done? There should be nothing there. Our cut area is, aha, we changed the cut area yesterday when we were buggering around. So automatically it is telling us we can't do that. So that is really interesting. So you know what? We can't make mistakes. It's like, okay, you know what? We can do this. So let's go back and have a look at what it's doing now. Now it's saying, hey, we can do this. I don't want it as big as it was earlier. So I'm going to, in fact, say, let's cut it. Now, what I do like, I love this test cut thing. I really do like it. I love that we can test our vinyl. We can choose a shape. I'm going to use the little circle because I really just like the little circle. The world is round. And I can push this little cut circle to anywhere just to test cut it. Now, it's actually going to be easier for me to do it that it cuts around here somewhere. So I'm going to just shove it across the side here. And I'm going to say, mat is not loaded. Oh yeah, well I suppose that would be a really good place to start, wouldn't it? Sorry. I was listening to and watching obviously a lot of other video clips and stuff from the older machines and how noisy they were. And then you suddenly listen to this machine, it's like, is this machine really? Now for some unknown reason, my mat is not being recognized. So let's just see, maybe I've put something too far up. So let's just put it down a little bit and see what it's doing. Okay, so obviously when I loaded my mat, I had covered something because the machine looks at registration marks. Now that is interesting because so often we just pluck it down, which is me. You know, I never really look how straight it is because I'm always in such a hurry to get done. So let's do our test cut quickly. Yes, we're happy with the test cut, and let's cut. Now I'm going to hang up my that's about as noisy as the machine gets. Now what I want to see is just doing it again. Okay, now when I do that, I realize that my pressure is way too deep. So if I had set my machine just to cut, in fact, we would end up cutting right through our vinyl, which we don't want because that's a huge job to try and recover. So I'm going to say test again, and I'm going to change the setting. Now, this was something that I found incredibly interesting. I can change my blades and everything, but for vinyl, we need to change something else. I just want to go back to that, and we actually want to load that it changes to a half cut. Half cut is what we cut vinyl with. Now we should actually see quite an adjustment. So let's just move that up slightly and try it again. I love the fact that it tells me my time. And if my time changes, it's quite cute because it updates it and tells you it's updating. Okay, so, alright, that's a bit better. But I have the I can now actually change. Whoops, no, pause. We want to quit that cut. I actually meant to first, before we did that, because I can see when it did it, it hasn't quite cut through, but it is still too deep. I need to change it. Okay, let's just do that again. And I want to change. I'm going to take my... Okay, now I want to change my cut pressure, and I want to change my blade pressure. I'm going to make it a bit less, and then I'm going to have a look here. Here, where it gives me... I can slow my speed down, but I don't think we need to slow the speed down. Let's try it on 3 and 3. I want to just move out. Test cut again to slightly up. I love this screen. It's so awesome. And it's pretty sensitive. So let's have a look what it does this time. And while it's making that very strange sound, I assume it's the auto blade and the calibrations and stuff that it's doing. Now, again, that is definitely too strong. So we need to change it to even less. So I'm going to take it down to, let's go. I realize this is incredibly thin. I have to just explain to you, this vinyl is very thin. It's almost like a foil. It's not bulky like a vinyl. So I'm going to in fact do that, and I'm going to move that test cut up again and try. It's worth the effort of doing this, because once I've got the settings for this correct, I will save them either in my little book. I have a little magic book. It tells me all the stupid things I do and how I fix them. Go, and let's see how we do. Okay, we're still a little bit deep, but we're getting better. We definitely are getting better. So let's test again. What is really interesting is because I have added this extra layer is now causing a problem with the mat. It's not cutting through this layer. It's doing that right, but it's sensing the depth of this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this. So this hack works. It works for cardboard and stuff like that. I'm going to remove it And I'm going to just put it here for a second because we're going to use it again just now. And I'm going to put my vinyl directly on the mat. You see, that's why you have us trying all the hacks for you. Of course, if this vinyl was nice and flat, it would make such a difference. Okay, let's see what it does now. So, oh, I didn't move our little circle to where it's got a cut though. That was very silly, wasn't it? It's so exciting. I keep forgetting what I'm doing. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to say test again, and I need to move my little circle up a bit and start, and let's see what it does. And it's done it so nicely that I can't even see where I cut it. Let's just put it right here in the corner, because I've now got a couple from different cuts that we were doing. Oops. Yes, and there it is. I'm going to just grab this with a hook. So by doing that hack with vinyl, you're going to pick up a problem. It works with a paper, and I'm going to do a paper cut just now, but for now we're going to do this cut. So this one you can now see where we lift it up, it hasn't cut through the backing at all, which is fantastic. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to start that so long and let it start cutting. I cannot stop telling everybody how freaking amazing this machine sounds. I don't think I've ever heard a cutting machine this quiet. It really is almost mind-blowing because it's incredibly quiet. I really almost get the feeling I just want to keep checking. I need to keep checking because I honestly cannot. If I walk away, you can't hear it. Now this evening we're actually going to do that. I'm not going to tell my mom I'm bringing the machine upstairs. I'm going to take it upstairs and see whether she complains about the noise, because apparently I make a lot of noise otherwise. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my hack piece of vinyl back on, because I want to cut that box again. I just need to grab a piece of paper, so give me one moment.